What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this beautifully warm Tuesday. Doing well myself. I come across this particular story right here. And it's one of those stories that reminds you of the old groove called What People Do for Money. As in this particular situation right here, we have 80-year-old Douglas Lehman in the middle right here. And to the left, we have Karen Casbom, 63 years old, and to your right, your far right over here, Lorene Bo Farello, 55. These two women of Ashtabula, Ohio, is alleged to have drove this man to a bank after he had died and propped him up, in the drive-through to make it look like he was alive to withdraw money from his account. Yes, so now you know why I brought up the old groove, what people do for money. Just about anything some people, like these two wore out things right here you see before you. So without further ado, let's check this video out and then we'll complete the commentary.
I couldn't do that to an animal. I don't understand what they were thinking and how that money meant that much to them.
For James Hubbard, he says it's hard to think of what happened to his stepfather, 80-year-old Doug Lehman. Police say these two women, 63-year-old Karen Casbom and 55-year-old Lorene Farello, lived with the elderly man at his home in Ashtabula. Authorities say they found him dead at home Thursday morning, then took his body to a bank drive-thru nearby, withdrawing hundreds of dollars. James says Karen was his stepfather's girlfriend for the last few years.
He was in a position where he didn't want to live alone. He's been run through hell with this woman. 3 years of drugs, stealing, selling his stuff.
After taking his body to get the cash, police say the women dumped him at the emergency room of the Ashtabula County Medical Center and drove off without leaving any identification or information. Hours later, one of them called the hospital after they were back at his house. That led police to the women who were later arrested and charged with gross abuse of a corpse and theft.
It's a first for all of us, I think, here. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. An instance where somebody used a dead body to withdraw money from the bank. It's just very, very unusual.
As his family hopes he's not remembered by the tragic circumstances surrounding his death.
It was heartbreaking that I couldn't get him out of that situation, but it was heartbreaking thinking about him dying alone.
Thanks for watching.
You better know that was cold-blooded. That was cold-blooded to the T. To treat somebody like that, you understand? This old wore-out shoe to your left. I guess she's the woman, Karen Casbon, that was 63 years old, that was supposed to be this 80-year-old man's girlfriend. You understand? And it said, the man didn't want to die alone. He didn't want to be alone. But in this case, I think it would have been better for him to be alone, because if he never would have wound up in a situation like this between these two wore out boots, probably on meth and most high only knows what else. You understand? They didn't have no kind of regard for this man's life at all, not even his dead body. That is just sick, you know what I'm saying? And it worked for a minute until, they traced things back and replayed the camera and seen that this man wasn't moving. And then they drove him to this hospital, and these people got cameras everywhere. And then these idiots unloading him there, and hey, they traced the license plate and they caught up with him. And that's just what it is, you understand? So I don't guess they had time enough to go and buy a little meth or whatever, but nevertheless, man, I don't know how a person can live with themselves treating, anyone like this, even alive, let alone dead. That's just not cool, man. You understand? But see, when these folks be on these drugs, they do anything. And a lot of times they ain't gotta be on drugs. A lot of times it's just be for the love of money, and they'll do it. That's just enough, And from what the stepson said, that this old boot, old raggy, worn out boot, shoe, whatever you want to call it, you understand, took this man through hell in the first place. See? So it would have been a good thing if he had just departed himself from her and the company that she keeps. And I can't believe this thing to the left. I mean, right. Supposed to be 55 years old. Somebody's lying. Maybe 65, 75, somewhere around there. But 55? She don't look no more different than Karen Casbaum, the 63 to the left here. But be that as is, that's what they said, you know. So, you may want to, be careful of the kind of company you keep. Sometimes it's just better to be alone, I guess. You know, if you got to come across trash like this, they don't have your best interest at heart. That's just what it is. That's all I got on this one, people. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular story right here. I'm interested in hearing your comments on it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, people. Please remember to live your life as though we're being watched, simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.